Hi, this is Dan Emmert, field agronomist with DuPont Pioneer, and today we're going to be talking about nutrient deficiencies and plant tissue sampling. When you have a field with varying areas of yellowed plants or stunted plants, one of the things you might consider is that it could be a nutrient deficiency. As you evaluate the field, you want to take a look and see, are there any types of patterns showing up? Is it certain areas of the field? Certain rows? Are the patterns straight or are they misshapen? With the field we're looking at here, you can see that the yellowing plants are all on top of a sandy hill. So that leads us to believe that it's something involving the soil rather than something done by the grower. Now, as you come and examine the plants, one of the things you want to do is compare the good plants to the poor plants. And as you examine the poor plants, a couple of things to keep in mind. One, are these plants yellowing from the bottom up, from the top down, or are they just completely yellow? And if they're yellowing from the bottom up, that lets you know that it is a mobile nutrient. If it's yellowing from the new growth at the top, that means that it's an immobile nutrient. So that can help you pinpoint, give you a better idea of what the nutrient deficiency might be. One of the other things you want to do is examine the roots to see if they have, if they look healthy or if they've been impeded at all, if there's any type of compaction or insect feeding. And on this plant, it is a V5 plant. You can see we've got some nodal root development already, and this plant looks pretty healthy as far as the root system goes. So probably not a root feeding issue that's causing it. So we've looked at it. We can see on this that there is a little bit of interveinal chlorosis. That is the yellowing in between the leaf veins. It looks like it's affecting the new growth more, so that lets us know that it is an immobile nutrient, but there's a couple different immobile nutrients that it might be. So what we want to do to get one of the things that we want to do to help us figure out what the nutrient deficiency is and how to correct it is take a tissue sample. And when you tissue sample, the first thing to identify is whether the plant is over 12 inches or less than 12 inches. With corn that's less than 12 inches, you're going to want to sample the whole plant. And you can, usually it's best just to have some scissors and snip those off at the soil surface. Sometimes you can kind of pinch them off like that. The next thing to do is make sure that you have any of the excess soil removed from the plant, because we want to make sure that we're getting an idea of the nutrients that are in the plant and not in the soil. So we're going to collect about 20 plants, get those in a paper bag and ready to ship. Never ship tissue samples in a plastic bag because they can start to decay and it will really throw off the analysis. Now, if your plant is taller than 12 inches, what you're going to want to do is sample the most recent fully developed leaf. And so on this corn plant, you can see we have this leaf here, but we don't see a collar on it yet. And if you come down to this next leaf, we can see that collar there. So that's the leaf that we want to select, and just rip it off like that, make sure there's no excess soil on it, and collect about 20 of these and bag them up in a paper bag and get them sent to a lab. When sending to a lab, it's usually good to remember that try not to ship on a Thursday or a Friday. Try to ship in the first part of the week so that they can get that analyzed and the results back to you, and the tissue won't sit over the weekend. For more information about nutrient deficiencies and other agronomic issues, please visit pioneer.com.